Hello there everyone and welcome back. Upon reaching Admiral level 4 and unlocking my second Tyrant, we are looking in a very good place right now, I want to say. Mind you, I still need to get my brand new ship to level 2 so I can get access to short burn torpedoes here to at least make it more consistent, but right now I have a good standing roster here, especially if I can get away with fielding both my Tyrants, so maybe I could pursue both a long-range type of harassment strategy and, of course, having the strength and durability to just brute force my way to victory, as opposed to having to rely on the mobility and smaller profiles with my dauntlesses, kind of like how I was trying against my high-level orc player in the last episode. So it is going to be nice not having to feel fragile, because it is, even though these things are practically as durable as the Tyrants, at least armor-wise, and almost the same health-wise, practically, with 600 health, they definitely feel a lot more fragile, mainly because their damage, again, as I said last episode, is not as impactful. It's more over time rather than immediate, especially if I'm using the things to try and prepare for like an orc ramming attempt there. Once they start flying by me, then I get that massive burst damage on the side, even more so if I had armor piercing rounds on these things. So it is going to be a nice treat to get back to the former glory of the Indominus Crusade. So let's not leave you in suspense, shall we? Alright, we're going to have ourselves a little bit different here. We got Assassination, 450 points, and my opponent is probably, what, 2 Admiral levels higher than me there, if I had to guess? And I'm also the Defender, so on the plus side, if I'm successful keeping my level 1 Tyrant alive, it's going to be guaranteed to get its level 2 in. But I think this kind of demands that my level 3 should be the sacrificial goat here, assuming everything goes wrong. Also, Widowmaker is kind of required if I am going to pursue such a long-range engagement. And if I am lucky enough, I can also get a Cobra with my Imperial Navy reinforcement to help contribute some. But do I really need 2 Widowmakers? I seriously doubt it, but Lances can always be scary. And I have a sword. Extra durability is going to help. And it lines up the points almost nicely there. Although, if this was an even match, I wouldn't have been able to afford the sword regardless. Well, yeah, I probably wouldn't have been able to. I'm trying to think how many points the sword actually was. I just wasn't even looking at the point value. I'm pretty certain it's what, 35, 36 points, something like that. Needless to say, regardless, I would only have like 1 frigate there. Maybe I couldn't even have gotten the Widowmaker if I chose to go with the 2 times, but it is going to be very useful in this engagement. Now it just begs the question, do I go with the obvious deployment route and just sit over here? Considering one of my ships is already going to reveal, it's not actually going to be that helpful. I'm half tempted. Well, I was going to say half tempted just to sit on the edge of this asteroid belt and benefit from its, defensive bonus it gives me here? Reduces accuracy by 20, but it's probably not worth it considering the number of lances. I could definitely use it to deterrent if he wants to deter me, or if he wants to get aggressive. At least I have that option available. So, Widowmaker, sword. We're just going to play our slower passive route. I don't have to come to him, and I have the range to at least fight him at a distance. I sadly do not have like a supercharged void shield to make myself immune for 10 seconds, which would be handy here. But I could spot him nicely enough, and we can start unloading these torpedoes. I gotta keep in mind though that one of my ships has slower torpedoes than the others, so I gotta remember, keep that in mind, hopefully, if possible, to use it to my advantage as well. Because without a doubt, the macro cannons are gonna be really good here. The plasma macro cannons, I just gotta position myself to use this asteroid belt to its fullest effect. At least then, he's only forced to have to fight it with his lances, and he can't board me. Which basically means I should immediately win this if he doesn't have the raw damage potential. I'm pretty certain he has an Akron, or the potential of an Akron at least. I just gotta be careful. Oh wait, here it comes now. Do I fire torpedoes on it? I could. Now I'm just gonna wait for the lance fire before I actually care to silent run this thing, because it doesn't actually need to go that far ahead. So long as it's safe from the lances, we're golden. Uh-oh. And as soon as I say that, I nearly get it killed. Silly me. Don't worry, crisis was averted. Crisis management is in place. And I could just ram this thing and kill it if I so wish. But I don't need this Widowmaker so far anyway. It's not like it's helping me a whole lot. Maybe gives me some early preparations. But it's not a big deal because my macro cannons can't really shoot that far. But since I don't have the extended sensors yet, it does kind of still need to be in front. Ooh, there's a nice treat right there. Now, can I kill this thing? Because I rotated the bat in a poor direction. Alright, finish this thing off, will you? We got contact of one of his ships, which is fine by me. Now, can this thing survive? Probably not, especially since I forgot my dang repairs. But we have 1 minute left to go. Stasis bombs there in place to deter him. And as much as I would love to fire torpedoes, I think it's an easy win for me regardless. He does have a devastation. He has a Hellbringer trying to get close. So, let's just deter his lance fire. Sure, he reveals the Dauntless. Not gonna help a whole lot. The Widowmaker, I fire at the Widowmaker for all I care. I'm not here to fight you. I probably should fight you to make for entertainment's sake, and I am now that my plasma weaponry are in range. So, I'm pretty certain he has enhanced lance range, so I'm safe now. The Widowmaker's safe, it's not going to be harmed. I just gotta prioritize my weaponry some. Hell, I could fire torpedoes, it's not a terrible idea. So, let's give him a good scare, shall we? I just gotta remember which one has slow burn torpedoes. Or slow torpedoes, not short burn. And let's end this. I don't want to play with my food. It seems rude, it seems disrespectful. And it's not like he could do anything about it at this point. Nice simple match. Not very exciting, I will admit, but I do get my essential level 2 and I want it, which I'm happy with. So he's going in for a micro warp jump. He's not going to get close enough, unfortunately. But let's try to deter him, though. Because he is going to try and get super close. Nope, not good enough. A bit of a letdown, perhaps. But he played a little bit chicken there. He needs to be a lot more aggressive. Although, it is tricky to be aggressive as Chaos unless you have like Slaughters and Nurgle. Let's be fair. Although if you can spot them right away, especially with the Admiral ship always being revealed, mind you, you can at least do damage really early on. It's just a question if your deployment's really poor. You kind of have to predict a little bit where your opponent's going to be so you can minimize that time traveling. Hell, I've been on the receiving end, but to be fair, I was more aggressive there in the championship series. Was it Asados, I think his name was, when he tried to stasis mob me down and just stall and then run away with a orc battleship, all those things, the slowest ship in the game, and he tried to run away from me. Yeah, it's not exactly easy, I won't lie. Especially with Chaos, since they're so long range dependent there, aside for a few key ships and some favors to encourage or at least allow for more close range engagement. But that possibility was there, and he was playing a little bit chicken. Let's be fair. He didn't even try to get close, and I don't even know what his ships were, to be honest. I only saw the Devastation, I saw Hellbringer, and I'm assuming the third one was an Acheron, so he didn't really have much raw firepower either way, so I guess that works for me. It definitely works for me there. And maybe I can grace him if the queue's quick enough to give him a rematch there. But I got my level 2 in, it's well underway to level 4, and my favorite Dauntless is 1 match away to level 4. So, let's continue it on, shall we? Sadly, no mirror match, or was it? No rematch this time around, unfortunately, but we do have Eldar to play off against, so this is going to be exciting and possibly a big disaster for me. Because my Tyrants are going to be pretty good, but they're too slow for a convoy type mission. I do have shield transfers for my other ships, especially since he is Admiral level 8, I'm almost certain, so the shield transfers and lower requirements or lower health on the shields allow it easier to bring him back up for that dang maelstrom that he's probably fielding. So we are bringing in some Dauntlesses. I don't have the range to justify a Widowmaker anyway, but this may not be very good. The torpedoes are going to have a hard time hitting, especially when I'm going to have to prioritize going after a dang convoy as well. I would like to throw in a couple swords just so maybe it can force them to spread out and I can just send one sword out to harass anything that's isolated. I like this better. I genuinely like this better. It will be pretty good if he tries to spread and do anything sneaky, because one of these swords is going to have an easy time chasing after it. Especially with the conveyors as slow as they are, they're just going to die really quickly to bombers if I'm not smart about how I use them. I could just straight up win against Eldar there if I wanted to, because he's only got 300 points, so he could barely afford like 2 Solarises or just a Shadow maybe. And that would give him at most 3 bomber squadrons, but they would likely be fully trained, so it's going to still be a little bit random with how likely it can shoot them down, but this is not Cruiser Clash. I need to play as proper. And there's only one spot you can kind of hide his conveyors there, unless he silent runs right at the beginning. And it's entirely possible he does have the Void blending on him too, so I need to be smart about where they start off. I may even consider just having to listen for his boosting, like before there. And I want these things, well, I want these as close to formation as possible, because shooting down those bombers are top priority. I don't think I have the convenience to just turn around. Not with just 2 cruisers to help shoot. If I had like a dictator, that'd be a different story maybe, but this should be as good as I could get, I suppose. Not much else I can say. I probably should just separate him like I did with my... Actually, let me separate him like I did with my Space Marines. That'll help a little bit. And then just put him back in formation. That'll make everyone's life easier. And then once he's ready, I'm going to have to pay close attention to where his... Oh, you're not deploying. Thank you. Where his conveyors are. And this helps keep that tighter formation I was talking about. Now, we're looking at the minimap. Let's see where he goes. So, he is on the left there. It's entirely possible he could be really inexperienced, but let's give him the benefit of the doubt some still, shall we? And I don't need to engage at him just yet. Although, game revealed early could be a pain for his possible bombers, because there's a shadow right there. So at least there goes half his points that he has available, so I'm confident knowing that the conveyors were over there as well. Just gotta watch for it. I would like to reload. Now let's get this going. Let's keep firing torpedoes and hopefully hit something. Because I do need to harass, even if it's not guaranteed to hit. Okay. So, I guess I'm gonna have to boost. Because he is doing that, he is reloading, so I guess I'm okay with this. Just do an interception. And force a repair. Because these are melted torpedoes, mind you, so they are forcing repairs. Assuming they actually cause a fire. So, I'm going to watch for the bombers, and then I'm going to have the swords just immediately intercept. So, swords, do your thing. Go in there, shoot them down, and hopefully we do fine doing damage. Because I unfortunately don't have the sensor range I would like. But we are doing fine dodging these. Can I dodge the stasis bomb? That's the big question. Probably not, because booster's about to fall. Oh, the Dauntless has made it out. That's a plus. That's all I really need, in all honesty. Because now his cruiser's in a bad spot. Alright. Let's stop playing with our food then. Let's get our lock on going. I unfortunately cannot reload or anything, but I can ram. Come on, ram for me. Make my job easy. Okay, so maybe I won based on experience. Aw. Well, you're the one literally kamikazing these conveyors to me. In all honesty, he actually has to fight me and distract me. If your strategy is just hoping and praying to get past me, then you're kind of asking to lose, right? Where's the logic in just flying past me and hoping the conveyors live? Sure, they don't have the durability or the armor, that's fair, but you're supposed to distract me, ideally. I know Eldar's more about hit and run. It's a little bit different there, but it seems like there was such promise with the few times I played with Eldar and Convoy. Hell, I was so bold to even use my conveyors to kind of engage against Crooked there. If, in all honesty, I had the conveyors fight with me as my Void Stalker or my Eclipses, I forget what it was I fielded in that match, in all honesty. If I had the conveyors fighting them with my fleet at the beginning, or not at the very end like I did before, it's possible I could have just straight up won that. Because their boost makes it easy to dodge rammings. They're like the one conveyor that has the easiest time dodging an actual ram. Don't waste your Wraithbone ship trying to move. It's for repositioning, not for movement. At least that's its most practical use. It's for disengaging in the most realistic sense after you use your pulsars, and in practice, it's really good for ambushing or catching people off guard if you go in torpedo base. Trust me, I know, don't ask me how. I may have videos. Well, actually, I may have several videos on that. Yeah, I can kind of feel for him still, but regardless, I am not happy with the kamikaze play regardless. It seems flawed. It's quite frankly flawed line of thinking there. Sure, difficult. I will give him that. If only I need to play more Eldar to really know the finer points, mind you, but the Wraithbone shift is really good at just dodging the rams. So if that's part of the argument, then why are you using it? Why is it on cooldown before I even get the ram attempt in? Never mind. This is enough of a rant as is. I don't want to be too hard on him, but nonetheless, I got an extra upgrade, and I honestly can't remember for the life of me what I had on these Dauntlesses here. I remember off the top of my head what my Tyrants and Overlords had, mind you. It's like the shield upgrades, it's the armor-piercing rounds, and even the power rams I eventually got to for the final upgrade, but I can't for the life of me remember what I had on these Dauntlesses. Shield generator is pretty good there, but part of the strategy I had with my championship series is I deliberately did not put the Void Shields on them, or the additional Void Shields, because it only requires a single shield transfer to deny them getting hit by a Maelstrom. That was the big benefit of not having this. Whereas, if I was worried about these things taking massive damage after losing the shields, I would have to invest 2 shield transfers for something that's more for spotting and escort duty rather than raw firepower and contributing to the battle itself. Maybe a little bit of harassment and torpedoes here and there. But since this is persistent mode, I can kind of get away with that. Also, extended range is really ideal, I think, because that is probably what I'm going to need if I'm going to start fielding my cruisers, so why the hell not? Let's start extending the range until I can come up with a better idea. Alright, it's time to play against some Tau here, as apparently he's going to be bringing the Cairnmageddon. I'm trying to understand why the K is undercased. It's really thrown me off quite a bit, but nonetheless, I know for a fact Tau has really awkward 300-point matchups here, although he still gets a little bit of bonus points for me being 1 or 2 Admiral levels higher than him, so I'm not sure if he's Admiral level 2 or Admiral level 3. I'm assuming since it's a cruiser class, he's Admiral level 2, because if he was Admiral level 3, we'd already be at a 400-point battle, but I'm not completely certain. That's the only thing I'm concerned with here. And I would like to throw in my Tyrant, get its experience in, throw in some more firepower. It's going to be a little awkward, although it's not like I could have thrown in 3 Dauntlesses anyway. Now I just gotta remember which one's closest to getting to level 4. That I can't honestly remember for the life of me. And now, I guess I have no choice but to go with the Widowmaker there. I was contemplating maybe the Cobra, but at least the Widowmaker would be safer against some Manta Bombers, because without a doubt, if he has a Protector, he's more than likely going to be feeling it here. I just am trying to figure out how many bonus points would he have for this. I'm trying to tally the points in my head. Either way, it's not that significant, I imagine. It just really comes down to whether he can afford a Castellan or not is really it. That's going to have a notable amount of firepower for this battle that we're about to go in. And all I really get is something that can spot for me. Nothing exciting there, but if it can get some torpedo hits, then that starts to change quickly. But it's going to be mostly relegated to spotting, at least giving me some long-range fire with my Tyrant. And hell, if I had brought my level 4 Dauntless in on this, then I could have took full advantage of all the extra range I just had and probably play a little bit longer distance, or at least harass at a distance anyway. Although, if he leaves himself open for nice ramming attempts, then I'm going to probably take it. He should only have like 2 fighter squadrons anyway to kind of shoot down my torpedoes, so it's going to rely a lot on his micromanagement if he wants to evade them. We'll see what he has. 3 ships, so this looks like a messenger, or it could be a Castellan. Now I just gotta figure out which one is the actual Protector, because we know there's no Dalif. I'm gonna try. Well, I'm just gonna stick with Dalif, I guess. I was hoping maybe I can try and get a more accurate naming for that ship, but either way, we know it's not a Dalif or a Borkon at least, because he would have like 4 ships here without a doubt, considering they come included with 2 frigates. So, we're just going to harass him with torpedoes. I should get my reload going, and I was going to say I don't worry about getting detected so much, especially with this gas cloud here, but he is going to fire seeker missiles pretty soon. So that is going to be a bit of a threat here, but I'm close enough here that's not a concern. Just gotta dodge this, and at least get as close to the gas cloud as possible anyway. Hell, if I really want to, I think maybe the Tyrant can dodge it. No, not anymore. I would have to have turned sooner if I wanted to spot it, but we're good here. No secret missiles yet, so he's not auto-casting just yet. He does have fires, and we know which one's the Protector. Now, it's just a question of getting some torpedo hits in. And with that, I'm assuming that's still a messenger. It's now out of place to actually contribute with its reroll for its point defense. So that helps me some until he gets it back in position. Although, I do wonder if there's like a visual effect for like the marker light drones that the messenger contributes in. I know they float around on the map over ships when they're visible, but no, it's a Castellan. So that answers that question. But we're getting torpedo hits. It's all good, and we're about to get more hits. Hell, let me just stasis bomb the cruisers, and focus on this dang Castellan. Try and get it killed off quickly. It doesn't hurt to try and equal the score a little bit, because that Castellan is his bonus points pretty much, so let's prioritize it. And if possible, also, give it a good world of hurt with torpedoes. I think I just hit it lightly. Yeah, he stopped conveniently. Now, let's dodge, because stasis bomb helps there. The torpedoes were brilliantly hit. And let's just disengage. These Manta bombers are easily negated. It looks like okay, I am hitting, okay. I was worried for a moment he had extended range or extended sensors, because it seemed like I was still visible. So that's unfortunately level 1 Protector, so I feel bad for him if I destroy that. And he just got extended ion cans for the sauce. So, this is going to be very straightforward. Once I get to ramming, this is going to be over pretty quickly. I just got to make sure my ships are together for the actual bombers themselves. Now, speaking of bombers and doing lots of damage, let's those were bad shots anyway. None of them are going to hit, and the fighters conveniently got in the way. They shot down everything. Now, He is focusing down this, that's fine. Now, do I shoot them down? Okay, one of them did hit. There. Now get your facing over to the side. This is going to be brutal in a moment. It's not the ram I would have liked, but it works. He had to cancel insubordination, though. So I guess it's going to die then. But its wreckage is in the way still, so... But the plus side now... Oh, dude, the torpedoes still hit, so that still paid off for me. And he micro-warp jump, so... There's not much else to say, this is over. And I'm not going to wait 3 minutes for his micro-warp jump to come back up. And I think most of those still hit the prow, which meant they were not going to do much anything. So this is already over. That wasn't very exciting either, in comparison to, what is it, my assassination with chaos there. It seemed really straightforward. Because I could have just brazenly gone at him and just rammed him. Since I have the sheer health pool as well as the prow armor, I could have just rammed him to death, it seemed like there. Because that's basically what happened. Because my macro cannons sure as hell weren't going to get through his 75 armor really easily. Oh well, I want to let his ships live, but when he micro-warp jumped, he kind of condemned it to death. So there wasn't really much I could have done to help him. But I did choose properly. I choose correctly with my Dauntless Gains level 4 in, so... I now have 2 of them to contribute with the long-range firefighting, at least. Or at least the long-range harassment, if it's too tenuous or too risky, or just not possible to get in close. So... Welcome to the party, Guardian of Light. Now we just gotta get the R2 all leveled up. Although I guess it wasn't really a gamble, because apparently the shield of Mizoa, whatever you call it, apparently it was just 1 match away as well, so it just leaves my 4th one, which needs to get all of its matches in, 3 matches in. I'm mumbling at this point, damn it, I don't like it. Either way, we're already well underway to gain our Overlord. What is it, 2 more victories and I get access to my Battlecruiser, and the rest of this fleet is coming up really nicely. If I can get this Tyrant to level 3 and somehow get these 2 Dauntlesses to level 4, then I think I'm in as good position as I could be for level 5 there, so it's going pretty well, needless to say. And I also have, well, since like I said, I'm so close to my Overlord, I think I need to save up my renown. It's going to cost me 300 just to get the ship, never mind the 3 skills and of course the level 2 upgrade when I do get its match in, so I'm going to be burning that renown really quickly.